the first game back from some of those long trips can sometimes be, hard to have the energy and stuff. And they're obviously a quality team too. I mean, to come out and, beat them pretty handedly. How's it feel?
Well, I thought the best thing is I'm seeing big jumps in what we're doing. I mean, our offense, we needed 87 points. I mean, we scored 87 tonight. I don't think we could have done that 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, but the biggest jump and the reason why we're becoming a little more efficient offensively, we're getting each other shots. Instead of like having to go, I'm going to go get my own. Yeah, I got shot makers that can do that, but it's a lot easier. Like Chibuzo, if we get him shots, he'll make them. He doesn't have to, grind hard to find them. And then, when they get on a roll, our guys are pretty good at finding them again. And you saw that, with Chibuzo in the first half and then Naj in the second. And, so I think we're doing a good job of that, of starting to make each other better and starting to really understand our roles, with the top, with that first group. I thought we had some growth in our bench tonight. You're seeing some guys that are getting better and better in front of our eyes, and guys that I'm getting more and more comfortable with. I thought Cedric came off the bench. I told him, you rebound, you play. So he held me to that tonight, and so I tried to and those were big rebounds for us. He did a great job, and he took care of the ball, made a hustle play. You're seeing his growth, and he's not alone. All those guys on the bench are growing, and that's the hard part. I've got 6 guys on the bench, 6, 7 guys that I'm trying to get better, and we've played a lot of tough games, and it's I need to get them out there more, and these games don't allow you to get them tons of minutes, but I thought we got them a few more tonight, and that really helped the team.
I mean, you're happy with the bench, but every single one of your starters finished in double figures.
Yeah.
Today. Been over a year since you guys have had something like that happen. How impressive is that?
Yeah, again, it goes back to these guys. They don't, there's shots that Max could have taken that he got, Shaver a great look, and you go to Shaver, and you go to Tyson, and you go to Buzo, and you go to all these guys. They get each other shots. They care about each other, and they care about the right stuff. That's why this team's going to keep getting better, because we got great character on this team that cares about the right things, and that's why we'll continue to improve and grow, and that's that's what I'm most pleased with.
What was your favorite Naj being Naj play tonight?
I think maybe his last bucket, he tricked me even. I was like, oh, he's bringing it back. No, he's not. Hand one. Now he's that is. I think every one of his buckets are those, and those were big because you need that balance. He had 17 points, 2 rebounds. I think he altered a lot of shots. He had 3 block shots. He helps us protect the paint. Does a lot of intangibles, and that they did a better. They were shutting Chibuzo off, and then he got a little foul trouble, and so when we got guys that can pick up the slack, that makes for a good offense.
We saw tonight, obviously, what he does on the court, but you walk in here and you get a chuckle out of the sunglasses and stuff.
Yeah.
What is his role as a leader, a veteran, and a guy who seems to be just kind of loose about everything?
Well, he's not loose. I think that's it's more of just a joy. And that's what I love about him. It's he takes things serious when it needs to be serious, and he grinds and he works hard and he does all the right things. And but I want our guys to enjoy being together, and enjoy traveling together, and have fun. They play basketball because it's fun, and there's a lot of pressure on some of them, and these, not some of them. There's always pressure on these college athletes. So to have a guy that just helps take that off, helps lighten the load for those other guys that, we have some, I used a weird term last time, maybe guys that put a lot of pressure on themselves sometimes. and so having a guy like Naj is valuable to that. Just to, like, hey, it's basketball, let's just go play, and when we get playing together, we're great. And that's maybe one of his best qualities.
What do you think of his accessory game, though?
I've never seen that before out of Naj, but again, not surprised. And He just kind of, as long as he's doing his job and as long as he's helping others, I support it.
How valuable was Rizzo's hot start tonight?
Yeah, it was. I just like the way we moved the ball, the quality of shots we got, and because Utah Valley had a hot start. Holy cow, they're a really, really good offensive team, and if we weren't scoring, they were going to leave us, and that never changed throughout the game. We had to keep scoring. I think we had one little dry spell where it looked like we got a little tired. It seemed like we just were running in sand. I think they were a little tired. That was a high-paced game and a lot of possessions and pretty physical. And, I mean, I thought that was two pretty good teams playing. And, we made a lot of shots tonight, and because of the shot selection, I would have to say.
We covered you for a while, Leon. There's been November games where you guys put 116 on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Hasn't necessarily been the case this year, but there's obviously a reason to that. How pleased are you with where you are after Game 6 versus where you started Game 1?
Oh, so pleased, because we didn't know our identity. We didn't have our identity. I didn't have a clue about rotations, which it's a work in progress. I mean, I think a big key to this season is to the development of all these guys, and not just the bench guys, but keep developing the seniors and, keep developing Lucas and Shaver and all these guys. That is the key to our season, how much better we continue to get. And if you were here the first game and you were here this game, you saw a much better team, and that's what really has me encouraged.
I assume there's been moments in those when you're playing the competition you have so far this year that you're like, why did I schedule this way?
Oh, yeah, Bernie gets an earful here and there. Yeah, when I have to wake up and it's Utah Valley, like, yeah, that's.
But how much better do you think you guys are? For
It does,
now?
yeah.
Talk about you finding out, the identity of your team.
Right.
How much is this actually revealing you?
Well, there's two things. Number one, it forces you to do that, but we do have a lot of guys that deserve minutes and that are have earned minutes and have done some great things in practice that I haven't got a chance to get them out on the floor enough, and so there's that part that is tough, but it's made us get better, no doubt about it. We have been forced to get better, and you've seen that right in front of your eyes. And the other thing that you'll see come 2 months from now is the number. Our number will reflect the people that we played, because those teams will go out and win a lot of games, and that's going to help us. And they reward you for playing good teams. They're supposed to, and I think we've seen good teams. So, but I'm really encouraged by the progress we're making so far, and progress with a lot of the young guys. So that's huge.
How impressed are you with what Tyson's been able to do defensively? I mean, when you guys put Naj in the starting lineup, he goes small. It seems like he's getting a lot of the minutes against the other team center. What have you thought of him?
Well, he's terrific, and he's a mismatch for a center. It's more him being a mismatch than the center being a mismatch, because he's a great post defender. He's so strong. He's a big kid. He's bigger than people think, and he drew 8 fouls tonight. I mean, that puts centers in peril. And then he took one of the best shot blockers in the league and took him down on the block and made a great move. And so he's doing great. But again, when Tyson shoots, I expect him to make everyone. When Shaver shoots, I expect him to make everyone, which is exciting because those guys have a lot of makes coming. They're gonna, when the season ends, you're gonna look and they're gonna be about 40% from three, so their numbers will correct, and so they got to just keep shooting and keep approaching it that way.
Can you survive the whole season playing small almost the entire time, or how much do you need Lucas and?
Yeah, like I said, the development of all these guys, because there might be nights when it's great. There might be nights when we need the other way, and I think Lucas, and don't forget about Mo. Mo's done some great things. It's just it's hard to get all, like I said, it's hard to get all these guys in enough minutes right now, and you look around the country, there's some guys who are supposed to be one and done that are barely playing at some places, and it just takes time for freshmen and getting guys that are new to the system sometimes, and different guys develop at different rates, and then plus it's about the opportunity to be out there some. So we got to find ways to keep developing them in practice and keep getting better that way too.
You guys are so. go on a couple of these little runs in the second half, and it looked like you were just going to stick a fork in it, and then Utah Valley would come back and make a couple of shots. There was that sequence there, though, where
4-point play.
Well, I was going to go back to Naj had a block. Yeah, you get out, and then Tyson takes an and one.
Yeah, that was big.
Transition just from defense to offense. I don't
Yeah.
know if you that for the play.
Right, but the ability to keep scoring, because any drought by us would have been a big run by them, and we had a small drought once, I think, but not very long, and so it kept it above. I think 12 was the closest, maybe, or close to it, and so you had them a little bit at arm's length, but they're a team that can go whack, 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 and all of a sudden, whoo! That's the modern game of basketball. I watched the team come back from 23 yesterday. It's crazy. So you're looking up, going, you can never be comfortable, really.